Hi everyone, this is David Niven with Books of Chide, and today we're reading The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. We're reading chapter 37. You need to know more than just how talented you are. Now this little chapter just goes into the idea of there will be events in your life that will underestimate or undermine your self-esteem and do your confidence in a bit. But you need to have faith in yourself, a faith that is unquestionable, undeniable, and that will survive and endure through these tough times. The example they have here is just a dean of a university law school that tells his students no change in the world is so small that it threatens no one. So basically, if you want to set out to do anything that causes change, you will get resistance, and you will need to be strong enough to handle that resistance. The case study by Coover and Murphy in 2000 states that self-esteem by itself does not predict success. In fact, those with high, particularly high self-esteem are 26% more vulnerable to the consequences of failure and setbacks because of the devastating effect negative outcomes can have on their image. Now, this is something I encountered in my own study field, because the field I studied in had a lot of people coming in that were very well accomplished academically at school. A lot of distinctions, a lot of success, even scholarships, everything. But they took a shovel to the face when those first tests started coming in that said they failed. They were absolutely devastated, and a lot of them either didn't finish or finished later than I did. And a lot of people that I knew that had fairly, not fairly low, but how should I say, just short of the average, but managed to get in because they had a consistent academic background. They made it quite well. Some of them even got better at university level because they were more accustomed to handling failure. They had more of a core built around themselves that wasn't reliant on being successful. So that can shatter you, especially when it's out of your control. Sudden failure can really knock a person down if they don't have a core of who they are built around anything other than success, which can be tough. I saw it happen to people. Can really slap them down hard, and sometimes they don't recover, at least not easily. So this also reminds me the idea that no change is so small that it threatens no one. There's a curve used for soil samples called Fuller's curve, and the idea behind Fuller's curve is that it is done in such a way that every single void is taken up by a particle. This is now in the case of sand, gravel, and clay, essentially a geological curve. But the idea of it is every space is taken up by a particle of a certain size. Now, I usually envision this in particular with a heavy bullying background, that the bullies were the particles that keep trying to expand, keep trying to take up more of the void in between, and the people being bullied are more being forced into the smaller voids, and at some point the voids will be large enough, but you'll get pressed down hard. You'll get some pretty brutal and abrasive people out there that'll never stop pushing. So you need to have a set vision of yourself, a set perception, to avoid yourself being broken down to nothingness or into something incredibly small. But you also need to not overexpand in such a way that you are vulnerable. You can only take up so much space. You can only have that much self-confidence without making yourself vulnerable. So you need to have a well-tempered perception of yourself. Don't go pressing other people down, but know what you are. Know what you need to maintain that and do that you can endure through the hard times. That was just my perception of the Fuller's curve usually when I was younger. I think it holds well. I'm not sure, but I think it holds well. So yeah, build something of yourself that is not just success, or at least your perception around success, or you will struggle to endure past failure. So thank you very much, everybody. This has been 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. We just read chapter 37 of this wonderful little book. And I thank you very much for listening. I hope you had a good day. I hope you're having an even better day after hearing this. And I'll see you in the next chapter of this little book. So thank you very much and have a good day. This has been Editor Tide. Bye-bye.